What are your thoughts at this hour?
I think she is complete trash. I do. I think she's trash. And I think that Bill is now becoming trash. So say what you want about Belichick, and I've never had the highest opinion of him for a lot of things. He is one of the great football coaches in the history of the sport, if not the greatest football coach in the history of the sport. And there's a certain amount of status and reverence that has always come with him entering a room. So it's sometimes justifiable, sometimes not. But you could always respect him as a football coach. I think he's losing that. I do. I think this thing is overtaking that. Now, look, whenever this ends and the ultimate review on Bill Belichick's life is written, it'll be a paragraph somewhere near the bottom or whatever. But right now, I think she's absolutely killing him. And if I were advising him, I would tell him, dump her. Move on. And if he's smart, it won't be long.
Now that it's clear that this is not a fling, he looks like a complete fool. And I am of the belief she is, you call her trash, I think she is a dangerous parasite, is what she is. I think she has bilked rich men before, and he's just the latest. So the Daily Mail, I guess take it with a grain of salt, but I'm a Daily Mail fan.
The Daily Mail does good work.
Definitely.
Their latest report, according to a report from the Daily Mail, Jordan Hudson has quietly built a $9 million real estate portfolio since she and Belichick started their relationship in 2021. Details about specific properties remain scarce, but the accumulation is notable, you would say, for a former college cheerleader and beauty queen with no prior public record of such extensive financial ventures. But she has dated. I mean, it's on record. These, from whether it's the Post or Daily Mail and other news outlets, she's dated rich older men before. How'd she get the money to buy these places? I wonder.
Yeah, I mean, you know, what do you want me to tell you? She's trash.
So,
and I think it's the story's obviously about both of them. She's manipulating him, and he's allowing himself to be manipulated. Frankly, at this stage, if I were North Carolina, I'd think about getting out.
Well, North Carolina released a statement today from Bill Belichick. Have you guys seen this yet?
I have it in front of me. Do you want me to read it?
Please.
Bill Belichick wrote in this statement, I agreed to speak with CBS Sunday morning to promote my new book, The Art of Winning, Lessons from My Life in Football. Prior to this interview, I clearly communicated with my publicist at Simon & Schuster that any promotional interviews I participated in would agree to focus solely on the contents of the book. Unfortunately, that expectation was not honored during the interview. I was surprised when unrelated topics were introduced, and I repeatedly expressed to the reporter, Tony DeCopel, that the producers that I preferred to keep the conversation centered on the book. After this occurred several times, Jordan, with whom I share both a personal and professional relationship, stepped in to reiterate that point to help refocus the discussion. She was not deflecting any specific question or topic, but simply doing her job to ensure the interview stayed on track. Some of the clips make it appear as though we were avoiding the question of how we met. But we have been open about the fact that Jordan and I met on a flight to Palm Beach in 2021. The final 8-minute segment does not reflect the productive 35-minute conversation we had, which covered a wide range of topics related to my career. Instead, it presents selectively edited clips and stills from just a few minutes of the interview to suggest a false narrative that Jordan was attempting to control the conversation, which is simply not true.
This is what I said yesterday when you got that email that was put out on her Instagram, you know, which I still think she wrote, but that they're pissed that they couldn't control this interview more than they did. And by the way, in the book, it says Jordan is his creative muse. So that's fair to ask about her and how you met. It's in the book. So if you're mad it's not about the book, you're full of it.
Once again, Bill wants to control everything
Right.
and have a full say over everything, the way everything is handled, even though he doesn't have control over it anymore. So this is the thing. He's not what he was at New England and in his peak in the NFL. And he thinks he still is.
So, go ahead.
Well, I'll just say, the thing, we had a productive 35-minute conversation, and all that got in was those couple of minutes. Like, dude.
Right. According to who?
No, but that's exactly how these all go. You sit down for 40 minutes and the piece is 5.
Right. He knew what he was getting into.
That's what every interview is.
Right.
He has enough experience with that.
Just about. It's not a podcast where they just slap 3 hours on there and bore you to tears. It's an edited TV piece. So you sit down for 35 and they pick the best 5. And he's whining about that? Stop it. You know exactly how that works. And they select what they want to select. I mean, that is just that's beyond obvious. And sort of whine about that's crazy. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, the whole thing really, what if you didn't want what would come along with doing the book tour? A, don't do the book tour, which B means don't write the book.
And the reason they put that
do you think anyone really wants to read about Bill Belichick's decisions on some of the detailed decisions? And I don't mean game decisions. I mean about, how he came to build the Patriots to an $8 billion empire?
Yes.
I don't think they do.
I think people do. If he gave real insight and detail, yeah.
Yeah, do you think he did?
But I disagree with that statement. If he wrote a genuine, detailed accounting of decisions he made.
Honest.
Yeah, an honest, detailed accounting.
Do you think he's capable of that?
No, probably not.
Okay, so again, this is what I'm saying. He wanted the good parts that come from the book without actually doing the book.
Of course. Yes, but to say who would want to hear a real Belichick book, I would.
Okay, I mean the way that he wrote it.
Yeah, so I don't know how he wrote it.
I'm just guessing how he wrote it.
Yeah, I mean,
but look, Shaughnessy read it, and presumably, and the review was pretty pathetic.
Yeah.
And I'd say pathetic, not that Shaughnessy's review was pathetic, but it didn't feel like there was anything in there.
But so I guess I don't understand your point with that.
If Bill Belichick wants to sell a book, he's got to give you something. He's got to give you something. There's got to be something in it for the other party. This is my point.
This is why you go on a book tour. You talk about juicy details inside of it or tease them a little bit
Or
so people will buy the book.
Or interesting details. They don't all have to be juicy. Interesting.
So I'm with you on that.
Dan Shaughnessy, what did you think of the book?
Oh, my God. I'd rather stick needles in my eyes.
What was I just going to say?
But while you're looking for that, it's responses like this, defiant responses like this that are pointing it back at the media and fake news. This is, they got this all wrong. Mad that he can't control the narrative. That, coupled with the thing that put out yesterday, that email where he is clearly trying to take credit for the valuation of what the team has turned into. I've gone from kind of feeling bad for him at times with this relationship and how it's devolved, and I think he's maybe getting taken advantage of, to being you know what, this is what you get. Reap what you sow, you a-hole.
Okay, I have more thoughts on that email. This is what I was going to say. The reason they put that part in is because you were being jerks during the interview, and this was my first instinct.
Right.
When I saw it, I said, oh, my God, they just buried him. They just did him dirty. Because you agree to do a one-on-one, we'll play ball, we'll promote your book, you give us exclusive access, and we'll all take care of each other. And we're not doing this to make you look bad. And that's just sort of the baseline expectation. You don't have to sign anything, but it's understood. We're not doing this to make you look bad. And they made him look bad. And my instinct, we talked about this 2 days ago, was that something went wrong during that interview where CBS at the end of it said, F him, we're putting this in. We're going to show people what this was like because screw him because it went sideways. So this is what I'm saying. I don't buy the thing that I tried to keep it on the rails. Jordan, no, I think they were both acting like entitled jerks, which is what they are, to the point where they turned off a crew and people who were probably just there to let's just do the book thing and get out of here. They weren't looking to do anything particularly salacious, but Belichick and her were probably such pains in the asses. They said, F them, we're putting that in. They're the ones that created the whole thing.
Well, I don't disagree. But look, my only point with Bill is if you go into an agreement like that, it's a two-way thing. The other side is expecting something. It's not about you. They have to get something out of it. Any sort of deal like that, the other guy's got to get something out of it. So if you're not giving anything in the book and you're not giving anything in the interview, why the hell would they want to talk to you? So they want to ask you about, and if he's willing to talk about, and look, it doesn't even have to be salacious. Just give honest answers on what happened with Brady. I agree with you on that part of it. I'm just telling you, I don't think he wants to do any of that. He actually thinks that, his espousing on some sort of intellectual level about how great a winner he is and how he knows how to win is not what they're looking for. They already know that story. They're looking for something else. We all know that story. So I just think that he doesn't want to give anything. It's typical Bill. He wants He wants something out of it. He doesn't want you to get anything.
Okay, let's
then
take
F off.
Also, on that part, the storming off. So Julian Edelman on his podcast, because everyone has to have a podcast these days, is talking about it and was defending Bill Belichick apparently, and basically saying, look, Jordan is his muse and girlfriend, but also his publicist. She's acting like a publicist. The comedian Nikki Glazer, who hosted the Tom Brady roast,
Sure.
she was like first to comment and wrote 100% this. She's acting as his publicist. Publicists do this during interviews. People are out for blood. The next reply comes from Steve Belichick's wife, Jen, who writes, publicists act in a professional manner and don't storm off set during an interview. It's clear. Like, the family rightfully despises
I think you're leaving out a line.
this Jordan Hudson. Oh, did I miss another part?
What? Didn't she say nobody in this family likes her?
Oh, I didn't see that part of it. I think it's clear that nobody likes her. Like, they have to despise her. Like, what are they doing to Dad or my father-in-law?
What are they doing to my inheritance?
Right.
You're missing it.
There's that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you missed a line. Again, Steve Belichick's wife, Jen, replies,
Belichick.
publicists act in a professional manner and don't storm off set delaying an interview. No one in that family likes her, end quote.
Oh, okay. I didn't even see that part of it.
Wow. I mean, that's pretty much broadsided, isn't it?
What else?
There's nothing subtle about that.
Well, and it's like, there's money's in the conversation there somehow.
Definitely.
Maz, what's continuing to go up your ass?
I don't remember what I said.
What were you just ranting about in the break?
in the
Oh,
email
the
yesterday.
paragraph. Yes, I'm sorry, from yesterday. The email that she released yesterday. This line, okay, that Bill apparently wrote in an email, which I don't have any reason to believe that this is a fake email, but that he wrote to her, to a person at the literary agency, and a couple of other people advising him. I will say again that I want this book to be presented as a look at my professional life and how I did my job on the way up to and as the leader of an organization that grew from a $500 million franchise to an $8 billion organization that played in 10 and won 8 Super Bowls over 25 years.
6.
I'm sorry. Yeah, right, correct. What did I say, 8? 6 Super Bowls over 25 years. This book is about how I did my job and lessons from my 50 years in and around the NFL, not a bathroom book that highlights my mistakes. Okay, so this book is about how I did my job. And the 500 million to 8 billion as the leader of an if I read that line and I were Robert Kraft, I would say, what do you mean leader? You worked for me. My franchise went from 500 million to 8 billion over that period of time, largely because of some of the things that you did, and mostly because of what Tom Brady did.
Let me give you one better. I didn't even think about this yesterday. Mike Florio wrote this at Pro Football Talk. If you want to dole out credit for why the Patriots went from 500 million to 8 billion, it's not Bill Belichick. It's not Robert Kraft. It's not even Tom Brady, Maz. It's football. As Mike Florio wrote, every NFL team, even the most inept and dysfunctional, have seen their franchise valuations mushroom since 2000. Washington owner Dan Snyder, for example, was the leader of an organization that grew from a purchase price of $800 million to a sale price of $6 billion.
That's a good point.
And he was arguably one of the worst owners the NFL has ever seen.
That's a good point.
With 2 playoff wins in 24 years and scandal after scandal after scandal. The NFL created the value. It's not even Brady. The Redskins / Commanders, that franchise has grown just like yours. They play in a wretched stadium with a wretched team, with a fan base that almost dwindled to nothing, with a clown show joke asshat owner, and they 10x in value.
It's quite literally foolproof.
It's
No, it is. Yeah,
yeah.
it's a fair point. It's a good point.
Mike. Not only is it not Belichick, It's not even Kraft and Brady.
It's not any of them.
It's no individual.
it's
just
the
a
power
sport.
of the game.
It's the game.
Yeah, and again, it's even better, which makes this comment even more asinine. So Bill's now taking credit for being the face of the league?
But you even made a better observation yesterday on this, and the line that he wants the book to present a look at his life and how he did his job on the way up to, a leader of an organization that grew from 500 to 8 billion, that played in 10 Super Bowls and won 6 Super Bowls over 25 years. You understand, people, Bill Belichick was the head coach here for 24 years, and they went to 9 Super Bowls. So how does he get to played in 10 and won 6 over 25 years? Is that just a calculation error?
No.
He's taking credit for 1996. After he was fired in Cleveland, he was brought back here as a defensive assistant. He worked in the secondary. He wasn't even the defensive coordinator. That was Al Groh. Al Groh was a defensive coordinator. Bill had just been shown the door in Cleveland. He was between gigs or whatever. And so Parcells brought him back and made, I don't even know if he was he might be the assistant secondary coach, but he worked in the secondary. But Bill is so needy for credit that he's adding another Super Bowl appearance to his resume that he had very, very little to do with. And all these NFL coaches, they're so needy. My guy, we practiced that on Friday. Well, as I told, that's my guy. That's not your guy. Well, that was my play. We installed that during the week. They are just so needy of credit for players or plays that go right. That was my guy. That wasn't my guy. You drafted him, not me. Well, that was your play call, not mine. That was mine. That was my game plan. That was my guy. Well, we practiced that on Friday. That was Bill's way of telling you I was on this. And they're also, Bill is the worst of the worst. No one has won more than him or accomplished more than him. And he still has that thing inside him that he's got to take credit for the things that went right, distance himself for the things that not. He just can't let the scoreboard speak for itself. He's got to glom on to wins that weren't his. And it just speaks to his massive insecurity and sensitivity, even at this stage in his career.
Seriously, though, and there is no humility whatsoever with him.
10 Super Bowls in 25 years? You went to 9 in 24. How does that? You're giving yourself credit for
Bill Parcells.
96?
That's wild.
You've got to be kidding me.
Well, Parcells never won without him in New York.
Oh, he'll
either.
tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, so again, Bill Parcells, to me, that's 3 Super Bowls now that I've counted that Parcells didn't even get to without Belichick.
Oh, my God. So that email yesterday is just chock full of the Belichick experience, which I'm going to scratch a personal itch here. You're just going to have to indulge me. I've been telling you for 20 years, and you didn't want to hear it. He's been this guy the whole time. And some of us have tried to point it out. But no, I'm just trying to be a contrarian a-hole to get calls or whatever. No, or maybe I'm just trying to tell you how it is and you don't want to hear it. I'm done. But he's been this guy the entire time. And let me tell you, he's been a pea hound and a dog and a mess outside of football for pretty much the whole time too. And not that I tried to tell you that, but this ain't new either. It's just you're seeing it. This ain't new either.
I mean, that paragraph, when I read it yesterday, went right up there. It went right up.
You've got to be kidding me.
It took the express elevator to the top floor. It went right up there.
Even in a private email to his publisher, and Bears is on this, he's got to puff up his resume. Because he's so insecure.
I mean, and that line, Mike, I'm sorry, just the line, this book is about how I did my job. Oh, go F yourself. Please. I know how you did your job. We all know how you did your job.
Yeah, cheating.
What?
Cheating.
We all know that already. We know. Now you're going to tell everybody else what the book is about and F off, and the rest of you don't know what you're talking about. It's so him. That email is so him.